Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Little bonus episode here for you with Thirsty Thursday, coming at you on a Friday. I was just too damn tired last night to do a bonus episode, but I am here tonight. It is the end of the week. It's the end of the line. I'm feeling great. I am drinking some White Claw in the white can, the 5% alcohol by volume. And I actually, dude, when I say this kind of stuff, I'm really not like blowing smoke up your ass. I have DoorDash bringing me a bottle of tequila currently. I was like, okay, I can get off of work on a Friday and probably spend the next 2 hours in traffic to like get a bottle of booze. Or I can go sit in my AC, do a little bonus episode, and have them bring it to me. I mean, and I'm already drinking now. Like, I'm not going anywhere. But I mean, I legit, I mean it. Like, don't drink and drive. It's just so... Just think about back in the day, man, like how much time and headache and lives it would have saved if we had all these services, the Ubers, the Lyfts. I know when I throw a house party, you always think you're going to have enough booze, and then everybody gets there and you're like, oh shit. Like they're drinking, like they're really drinking. I have to go get more. And you used to have to leave to go get more. There was no DoorDash. You know, the most sober person, everybody gather around in a group and be like, okay, who hasn't been drinking? You know, or who's only had one beer? You're on beer run. You know what I mean? Like, you tried to keep it as safe as possible, but dude, just imagine the parties that would have saved, because you never get enough booze. I mean, they just bring you, all right, everybody throw your cash in together. I'll make the order on my account. You want Rumple Mints? All right, I got you Rumple Mints, no problem. Miller Lite, okay, it's kind of weird. I'm turning into super bad. It's kind of gay, but, you know, I'll get it for you, whatever. Goldschlager, I got you back there. Yeah, no problem. You know, you got money for it? Where's your money? Where's your cash, huh? Where's your cash? You got to throw in cash, man. I can't get you Goldschlager if you don't have cash. You got cash? Need to run to the ATM? You can't run to the ATM. You've been drinking. But yeah, dude, that would have been so super convenient. I don't even want to tell the story of driving across town with my friends to keep my party going. Luckily, I hadn't been drinking at all at that point. I was so like worried something was going to happen to my house. I was just like on edge until I wasn't. But yeah, so I got the booze coming. I might actually have to pause here in a minute to accept the order. You got to show ID and all that good stuff. But yeah, I really mean it. Don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber. Treat yourself to a Lyft. I got 2 White Claws open here. Let's double fist it. Cheers, everybody. And it's just been a super crazy past couple of weeks here. You know, with Hulk Hogan dying yesterday. That was pretty wild. I'm seeing, you know, people call him a racist and stuff online, which, yeah, that part of him's not cool. Yeah, I don't know him personally. I don't probably agree with his beliefs, but as a purely entertainment perspective, I mean, he was great, dude. It's like, say what you want about someone sitting behind some drums and like blowing your mind, or someone playing a guitar on stage and blowing your mind. I mean, the entertainment value that man provided for so many years, for so many people, was just incredible, you know? Which, you know, I always saw Hulk Hogan as a good guy in the wrestling industry, or, you know, whatever it was back then, WWF, eventually WWE. And then he kind of turned heel, you know, when he was always that, like, American flag waving, you know, he always thought of him as the good guy. And then he went with the NWO, and he became the heel after being, you know, kind of a good guy for so many years, and changed up his look a little bit. You know, he used to wear the yellow and the red and the bright colors, and he turned it to black bandana and black shirt and NWO on the shirt, and, you know, he's kind of became the bad boy or whatever. But yeah, just crazy, man. Ozzy Osbourne, like a week, maybe 2 weeks after his like farewell tour, passed away. And it's kind of like looking back now, I'm like, did they see something coming? Like they had to know something was up and he was not going to be here much longer. Because that's kind of how it looks now. You know what I mean? Like they were like, we need a last big show. And, you know, I'm sure there's so many people there who had never seen him before. You know, there were people crying there, which you don't really expect at a, quote, metal show. But, you know, he's got some softer songs when they play it on acoustic. I mean, it just kind of hits you in the heart. So there were people there crying, probably never thought they'd see Ozzy Osbourne. My brother, who's a huge metalhead, has been to Ozfest multiple times. And my mom actually, we're kind of doing the group chat or whatever, and she told us that was my brother's very first concert, was seeing Ozzy Osbourne over in Germany when he was first born, which I was like, dude, that's just like been in his blood ever since, you know what I mean? Like, that was his start, you know? I was over there growing up in my room, bopping like Blink-182 and MXPX and Newfound Glory and, you know, all this pop punk shit, and my brother's over in his room with his stereo blasting Metallica and fucking, you know, Anthrax and, you know, System of a Down, just all the fucking metal bands. So we always had this kind of clash of music, you know, like I didn't like his music, he didn't like my music, and as we got older, it changed, you know. I remember several times my brother showing me a metal song, and I was like, damn, that was like really good. I mean, he was a huge Pantera. My brother got me into Pantera, you know what I mean? Like, he played a single track, what is it, the Concrete Hammer Sledge or something. Dude, and I was like forever changed. I was like, who the fuck is this band, and who is that dude on guitar? Like, that's incredible, you know. So yeah, we kind of had a dynamic there. But as we both got older, we both got into each other's music. He got more into Blink-182 and the whole pop punk thing. I was getting heavier and like listening to metal and more punk and hardcore and, you know. But yeah, that's just crazy, dude. You just think about like Keith Richards, man. That dude is 81 and still kicking. Like, if there's ever a person who is like of alien descent, who has been sent down to Earth to like observe humanity, it's got to be Keith Richards, or he's a cyborg. I mean, it's got to be one of the two. I mean, Keith Richards is going to be fucking 104 years old with like a hologram of Mick Jagger and the rest of the band, and he's still up there smoking a cigarette, playing his guitar live. You know what I mean? No, 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 no. Oh, dude, it's fucking nuts. How is that guy still kicking? And that's not to say Ozzy Osbourne was like straight as an arrow when it came to drugs, or like, you know, Hulk Hogan. I mean, you don't get that big naturally. He was doing something, you know. I don't know all the street names for the steroids and shit, but it's just nuts that Keith Richards is still alive, and it's like everybody's just dropping around him. Who else? Warner from The Cosby Show. That was earlier in the month, and I actually didn't know he was even a musician. Like, I got to start doing some deep dives and looking at projects he played on, or, you know, whatever. I didn't know he played bass. That's cool as hell. And before that, Michael Madsen. July has just been an awful month if you're a celebrity. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they're the only ones who passed away in the month of July, but they're the only ones we've all heard about, and it's just nuts, man. And I was actually talking about that Quentin Tarantino Kill Bill scene, and I had it backwards in my head. I was thinking the chick with the eye patch was the one who got bit by the snake in the briefcase with all the money, but it was actually her who brought it to Michael Madsen's character. And so he opens the briefcase, he's grabbing out the money, and the snake just pops out and starts biting him. And he's laying there like paralyzed, and she's it's a fucking hardcore scene, man. Like, he's dying literally in front of her, and she pulls out this little notepad and is like reading all the effects of the poison of the snake that just bit him, and like all the things she's basically like reading to him how he's going to die, and he can't do shit about it. Later, to have her eyeball snatched out by Uma Thurman. Spoiler alert, in case you haven't seen Kill Bill, you've had a million years to see it. So that's not on me, that's on you. That's what we should do, Chris. Let's blame the listener. But yeah, dude, it's been a crazy month, honestly. Like, I don't know what to think. They say it comes in threes, but that's four, you know? I saw something today that was talking to the Grim Reaper, and it was like a guy like with his fist balled up talking to the Grim Reaper, and he's like, you better stay away from Willie Nelson. You know what I mean? Like, we're all protecting our celebrities at this point, like, mentally. We're trying to like get them in our circle of like, you know, nothing's gonna happen to them. You know, yeah, nothing can happen to them. Please don't let anything happen to them. All, like I said, all while Keith Richards is still kicking, still doing it, man. So let's see how far away this guy is. I'm ready for a shot, dude. I'll tell you that much. The White Claws are gonna hold me for now. But I'm going shot as soon as it gets here, followed by a White Claw chaser. But yeah, big sports weekend. UFC is like at 11 o'clock on Saturday, which sucks. I'm sure it's like over in England or some shit. That's why it's so early. Amanda Ribas is fighting, which she is my latest UFC crush. God, she is so fucking hot to me. I don't know. She's... And you know what? Like, normally I'm not into like the more muscular women. I'm not saying she's like jacked. She's just ripped. You know, and normally that's a thing I'm just like, you know, no thanks. You know, but Amanda Ribas is fucking sexy as hell to me. I don't know what it is about her. It's that pretty face. That's what it is, and that smile. I did look it up today, as petty as this is. I did look up to see if she has a boyfriend today, and I'm just going to go ahead and assume the position, even though I've never talked to her. She doesn't know I exist, but I'm going to go ahead and assume the position of boyfriend, you know, just in case she's into it. If she's like, no thanks, bro, I'll be like, all right, fine. If she's like, all right, yeah, let's give it a shot. Man, that'd be fucking great. I think, Chris, you might have to talk to her first about it and like get to know her. But anyways, so yeah, some UFC going on, some baseball all weekend. We got some NASCAR Sunday. It's going to be a great sports-filled weekend. I can't wait to talk to you all about it. I'm going to be streaming tonight on Twitch and probably all weekend. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter at DrinkUntilYou. Shoot me an email, drinkuntilyouPodcast@gmail.com. If you got any topics you would like to hear me ramble about and not really know anything about, that's what I'm good at, you know? I'm good at rambling about things I have no clue about and I have not researched about. Dude, it's so funny, like, anytime I have a topic on here about space and like dimensions or like time travel, dude, I just get so mixed up and lost in my own head that I can't even explain. I'm like, you know, that one scientist, it's very like proximity learning. It's the best way I can describe it. I'm close to actually knowing something, but I don't actually know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and ever pretend that I know everything, or, you know, you guys know that's not me. I will tell you straight up when I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And that's 90% of what this podcast is. So, yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. Got to go look for some furniture. I have this vision in my mind of what my living room should be and how I want to set it up and all this and that. So, I just got to do some research and go to all the home goods stores and all that shit. But yeah, I'm going to keep drinking and thinking And you guys be safe. Hopefully you enjoy this bonus episode. I will talk to you guys sometime this weekend. I love you all. As always, don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber. Treat yourself to a Lyft. Treat yourself to a DoorDash, a Waymo if it's in your area. Speaking of DoorDash, he is almost here, so I will let you guys go. I will talk to you this weekend. I love you all. Bye!